Hey guys, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. Today I've got this fun little Easter basket project for you. It's big enough to fit Reese's peanut butter cup. I dressed that up too. Thought they look so cute together. I've been on Easter treats. Take a look at the side of the box there. I love that it's got the little basket print all the way around. All right, let me go through the supplies you'll need to make this fun little treat. I am using Stampin' Up's Basket Bunch bundle. The Basket Bunch stamps and dies can be bundled together to save 10%. I'm really loving this bundle. I'm also using, let's see here, stamp pads in soft suede, Daffodil Delight, crumb cake, and wild wasabi. Now the wild wasabi is the ink that I'm using on my cucumber crush, so you can switch this one out for a cucumber crush. I just don't have it. I broke down and ordered it, and I love the color. It's going away at the end of May, so I broke down and bought it, but in the meantime we're using wild wasabi and it looks good. We could definitely do that. All right, I've got Calypso Coral Thick Baker's Twine, a soft suede marker from my many Marvelous markers, finger dauber, and I have a 1-inch circle punch. This is the old school Stampin' Up style, but it works, so I keep it. Let's see here, for our paper materials, well, I've got a Reese's Easter Reese's peanut butter cup, a little miniature one, and then I've got a couple of pieces of crumb cake here. This one is for the basket, the little box itself. This is 3 by 3 1/4. That's the one that's important for the measurement. The rest is just scraps for stamping. I have a piece of crumb cake here big enough to cut the 2 baskets for the outside. And then I have a scrap of cucumber crush, Daffodil Delight, and Whisper White, and these are all 2 by 5 1/2, 1 3/4 by 2 1/2. It's more than enough scraps to do this project. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is build this little box here to hold our Easter treats, and that's going to start with our Simply Score tool. We're going to need to score this 3 by 3 1/4 piece all the way around at 1 inch. Okay, easy scoring here. Okay, let's work the creases with a bone folder. Now we're going to take, there's a square, a rectangle, and a square section, okay? The center of our box is rectangle. What we want to do is we want to cut to either side of this longer rectangle. The box goes together a little bit neater if you cut here. So you're going to cut the little scores out on all 4 sides. Okay, so we've cut out the scores. Now let's trim the edges here on the tabs so we can get a nice neat basket. I've got my Stampin' Pierce mat and some crumb cake ink and the basket image from the Basket Bunch stamp set. And we're just going to line up the bottom of the basket with the crease line here and stamp. And then rotate 180 degrees and stamp again. Now, assembling the basket is simple. I've got some multi-purpose liquid glue, and I'm going to just scribble a little bit on the 2 flaps here, and then fold them in and fold up the front. So there's half. Let's do the other side. We're going to put some multi-purpose liquid here and here. Fold the flaps in and then the front up. Isn't that a cutie? So now we've got basket print on our sides, and the little basket die cuts are going to cover the front. Before we cover the front, let's get a little sponge dauber here, and let's do a little sponging on all the corners and the edges. Okay, now let's get a little crumb cake cardstock and our basket. We're going to stamp one here, and I'm going to stamp one here. While we're stamping, let's keep going. We'll move aside our crumb cake. I've got some Daffodil Delight and some Cucumber Crush. Okay, so the Daffodil Delight ink, we're going to stamp our little daffodils. I've got 2 of them. And I've got a little chickie to decorate our peanut butter cup. So all of that's going to get die cut. Then with the Wild Wasabi, or you could use Cucumber Crush, I would if I had it, but the Wild Wasabi looks good, I promise. I've got a leaf, and we're going to die cut, or we're going to stamp and die cut 2 little stems. Okay, our stamping's done. Let's get the Big Shot. I've brought in the Big Shot, and it's got a magnetic platform. I'm going to lay all 3 of these across the platform. That's kind of why I have scraps of this size, because I can do lots of die cutting in one pass. Okay, so I've got lots of dies ready to go through the machine at one time. And then we're going to need a second pass to get the daffodil, the stem, and the other half of the basket. I'll be back as soon as I'm done with those. Okay, I'm back with all my little die cut pieces. 2 passes through the machine, not too bad. Goes pretty quickly. Okay, to assemble, I've got a little soft suede marker and my little chick here. I'm going to draw an eye on my chickie, and then my 1-inch circle punch and some Whisper White cardstock. I'm going to punch a circle. Grab my Stampin' Pierce mat here and some soft suede ink. My little chick needs some feet. There's those feet, cute, huh? I've got half of a dimensional for the back of my bird. And a tiny bit of snail. I'm going to decorate that peanut butter cup. The top of that, where the foil comes together, just isn't very cute. So there's our treat. Now our little basket, let's get some ink and a sponge. I've got my crumb cake ink and my sponge dauber. I'm going to just gently ink these pieces. Okay, my pieces are inked, and I'm going to get my multi-purpose liquid glue here. On the sides without the basket pattern, we're going to adhere a basket cutout. And this side too. Then for the handles, on the outside is where we've inked. We're going to add a dab of glue at the end of each handle. The smallest little bit will do. And then we're going to adhere the handles. Could also do it this way if you want. A little dab of glue here and here. Either way works. Just make sure then that you put the nice inked side, the right side out. There's our sweet basket. Now let's decorate it. Okay, I cut 2 stems here with the die cut machine, and I want to adhere one a full length, and it goes up the handle of the basket. So just a little bit of glue on the back of this guy and place like such. And then the other stem, flower stem, gets cut about in half. A little less than half. And I'm going to cut it off the top so this looks finished. See? And so we'll adhere a little bit of liquid glue. And then the leaf, like such. So another bit of liquid glue, and that covers up all those layers of stem and leaves it nice and finished. Then the first daffodil is going to go on the handle here. So I found the easiest way and the tidiest way was to just add the glue right to the handle and then bring the daffodil to the glue. Now our smaller daffodil is going to get some dimensional adhesive, and so we can take a piece and cut it and use one under the petal here so it'll adhere to the yellow, to the daffodil, and then we can take another bit and put it on the top edge of the box and the stem. And that way all of our dimensionals will be hidden from both sides. And you have to think about that with a 3-dimensional project. So did we hide our adhesive well? And it looks like this one might be just a little bit high. Let's see. There we go. All right, pretty well hidden from the other side. Then our last touch, I've got this thick Calypso Coral Baker's cord here. I liked the contrast that this offered. I'm gonna tie a tiny little bow. Got sticky fingers, it makes tying bows hard. Okay, pull it nice and tight. Trim off the excess. Add that with a glue dot. There's our basket and our treat. Isn't that cute? Okay, if you've got any questions about this little basket project or about the Stampin' Up! Basket Bunch, email me, Marissa, at kitchentablestamper.com. Thanks for watching.